Welcome back to 21 Minute Reads with me, Maya D. This is kind of like my virtual book club because in these 5 minute or so videos, I share with you my takeaways from my current reading. Right now, that is Hot Feet and Social Change. As a part of the Read 21 and 21 challenge, I'm reading 21 minutes per day, every day, as an action of self love, an investment into myself, and as a way of providing myself with some consistency in an ever changing world. Hoping that you will join me in this journey by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and dropping some comments down there so that this can actually be a dialogue. Yeah, virtual book club. They're cutting grass. You might hear. I tried to wait for them to stop, but I want to do this video even more. I want to talk to you even more. So this week I read pages 159 through 191, and here are my takeaways. Takeaway number 1, the container. So Mama Naomi offers this idea, the container of life. And I appreciate this because it's a counter narrative of the sexual idea of the torso. So moving the torso being expressed and related to as only being sexual. Well, looking at it through the lens of the container of life is an example for me of decolonizing the educational system, which I am a champion of, because it offers a counter narrative. The torso contains our vital organs, that acknowledgement. So what if in moving the torso, I am honoring, respecting, celebrating the life? Mekamat Yoon quickly references this in her thesis work when she speaks about the bouncy dances of the West African diaspora. But on a scientific level, that moving of the torso allows for the internal organs to massage themselves and to secrete hormones, helping us to be better and to feel better, right? So we're celebrating life, we're feeling better, we're being better people, the container of life. Takeaway number 2 is also coming from Mama Naomi, and it is Savanah, forest, and air. How many of you have ever taken a dance class before and after the warm-up you don't feel warm? I've had that experience before in classes with native West African dancers, and what I realized was, wow, their bodies are different than mine, and that's because they live a different life than I do. So in order for me to execute this movement and to be prepared, I'm going to have to take some ownership of conditioning my body so that I'm ready for that. And in this section, African Dance Styles, that Mama Naomi writes, she gives a wonderfully accessible yet detailed explanation of these movement forms: savanna, forest, and air. The approaches of these movement forms and how they're different, why they're different, and so forth. It also is a reminder that Americans studying these forms that don't live these lifestyles will have to do additional conditioning. It also is a reminder to me of a thing that I do, which is prior to starting a class, I ask my students, the participants, about their movement history so that I have a better knowledge of where they're coming from, what they've done, so I know how to approach the warm-up in order to get them mentally, physically prepared to execute these movements. Takeaway number 3 is disperse / diaspora, because diaspora means dispersion. It is a list: Congo, Angola A, Congo, Angola B, Ebe Fan, Yoruba, Ango, Karabali, Abuka, and Akan Ashanti. I'm going to use America as my reference because I live in America. In traveling through America, you might have noticed that social dances are different from city to city. New York club is different from Jersey club, is different from Baltimore club. East Coast swing is different from West Coast swing. Why? Because they're different bodies, and the way that these bodies move in time and space is different based on their geographical location and what they do, right? So this list provided by Yvonne Daniel is based on the involuntary dispersion of African bodies due to the transatlantic slave trade. And what it does is give insight into how some of these dance forms from Africa came into Latin America and into the Caribbean and have been so ingrained in their new homes that they've become traditional. And it is slightly different when you think about the contemporary forms that are informed by, somewhat informed by the voluntary dispersion of bodies. To the best of my ability, I place equal value on the contemporary and the traditional forms because what's contemporary today has the potential to become traditional in the future, right? But that's just me. Tell me your thoughts. Drop them in the comments. And if you are interested in learning any more about West African dance, please see the details below. Stay blessed, spread a good word, and I'll see you next week.